And Bill Arthur is downstairs with the Castleford captain, Lee Crooks.
Lee, at 13-8, definitely still in there. What's got to be done in this second half?
Well, I think we've just got to control the ball a little bit better than we did in the first half. I think keep our defence up. It's probably been the best it has all season, and when the chance comes, we've got to take it.
It certainly seems to be that the errors have been pounced on in this game.
Yeah, I think so. You know, we started off very, very well, and then we had a 4 sixes in the middle of the game where we knocked on or dropped the ball, and they pressurised us for that. But you know, we've got this ship back on order, and I think that you know, if we can keep the pressure on them, I'm sure that they're going to crack before we do.
It's a much improved performance, isn't it?
Well, you know, the boys had a lot to prove after last week, and I think they're doing very, very well.
They must have been really fired up for this.
Well, yeah, I mean, everybody likes to play Wigan, and like I said before, early on in the week, we couldn't have wished for a better game to come back on after the defeat against Sheffield, St Helens, sorry.
So you're certainly optimistic for the second half?
We're very optimistic, though, yeah.
Optimism springs eternal in the Castleford camp, and that kick downfield from Graham Steadman bounces and finds touch. An important period of the match for Castleford, Steve-O.
Yes, it'll steady the nerves. He realises he made an awful error in that first half that brought about a try to Wigan. Try to erase that very quickly. It's so important that Castleford continue on using the short kicking game that was so successful for them in the opening 15 minutes.
Of course, the man who can maybe produce that, Gareth Stevens, is off the field and with a suspected broken ankle. Bad news for Castleford. But it's 13 points to 8. It's just 5 in it for Cass. And a converted try for them, and they would be ahead. So they've got it all to play for. Here's McDermott, though, with this run for Wigan. I think Lee Crooks was right. They've just got to hold on to things, steady the ship down for the opening 10, 15 minutes. And he then believes that Wigan will crack before Castleford.
Well, perhaps he'll hope that. But they're not out of it this game, I'll tell you. They really are pressurising. They've kept Sean Edwards very quiet.
Now, then my book there, Twigamala was tackled, and the referee agrees. He was tackled and he let the ball go off the ground, a hark back to his All Black days. Oh, well, I'm not so sure.
Well, I don't know what is given. If that was the case, that should have been a penalty. He's putting down a scrum.
He actually, when he blew the whistle, he held both hands up, as much as to say, I've made a mistake. And he has. He's given Wigan head and feed.
Well,
he's made an error,
yep.
David Campbell, and he's big enough to own up.
That's fair enough.
Here's Twigamala, the man that they thought they'd hold down. Twigamala to the quarter mark for Wigan. What a great run from the centre. Now it's Edwards. Here's Betts. Can Wigan turn that error by the referee to their advantage? Hall to Farrell. Desperate moments these for Castleford now. The last thing they want is to concede a try. Edwards. Here's Bottica, first touch back. Short ball from him to McDermott, takes the return. That's 4 tackles gone. Castleford have got to hang on to Henry Paul here, and they do. That's the last. Wigan are 5 metres short of the line with Paul, and now Edwards. Here's a fire. Paul turns the ball back to Twigamala, and Cassidy knocks on. Castleford defended well.
Pressurised there. Cassidy under nothing there around him. No heavy traffic. Bad mistake. Well, this will only help build Castleford's confidence. Edwards caught a stray fist or finger in that tackle. Went back clutching his face.
It's all right now, though. He's in the defensive line. Castleford, by the way, quickly back in possession, and 4 tackles gone. It was the turnover at the end of the set of Wigan 6, and that's the 5th for Castleford. They're on the halfway line. Someone will have to put boot to ball here. It's going to be Tony Kemp. Drills it towards the corner. Henry Paul watches it. That's a great kick. That was a super kick from Kemp. Up comes the chaser, Kemp, but Paul gets away from him. Steps inside Goddard and through the challenge. Russell and Sampson, though, the men moving up to cut him down.
Great kick indeed, but a good run there from Henry Paul. He's so talented.
Talking of good runs, watch this. A fire. He slipped another one. That was Tony Smith. The ball inside to Bottica. Botica just managed to hang on to the possession. This is Edwards. He's spreading it wide to Farrell. Betts is there. Farrell taking him on his own. Andy Farrell's got Dennis Betts. Betts, great tackle by Smith. Tony Smith saved a certain fall there. But Wigan have got the penalty.
Now, will he go to the sin bin? I think he might.
He's off. 10 minutes in the bin for Smith, who just hung on to Dennis Betts.
Hard lines for Tony Smith there. The professional foul. Probably was upset by the fact that he felt that Dennis Betts' elbow came at him in the tackle. He caught one. It was a tremendous tackle, but laid all over him. David Campbell, the referee, quickly went to the pocket. The yellow card. This is it. There you can see the elbow quite clear. Not surprisingly, Smith, he may have been dazed by that.
Stedman was all over him as well, though, wasn't he? But he saved a certain fall, did Tony Smith, and he's paid the price for the professional foul in front of the sticks.
And some loose teeth, no doubt.
Frano Botica then. Bang in front. $12 goals so far this season. Make that 13 so far for Botica, the boot. And Wigan increase the lead. It's now 7 points.
This is a beautiful run from Henry Paul. It was a beautiful kick from Tony Kemp. Look at the style. Oh, he really is talented. Crunch time at the end, but he did well to get it out of the end zone.
Wouldn't it be wonderful, Steve-O, if we could find a little touch of old England in Henry Paul? And he was in that Great Britain lineup against the Aussies. I know it's only fantasy rugby league, but still.
I don't think his parents would take too kindly to that, Edward.
I'm sure Ellery Hanley might. Meanwhile, there's been a bit of a problem at the play of the ball. It's Martin Hall who knocked it on.
Well,
no doubts.
He said he couldn't get to it because there was a player, I think it was Dean Sampson, interfering. The rule states if you tackle, you've got to roll away. He didn't. Splitting hairs, I know.
Malcolm Reilly and John Keir wants the coaching duo for Great Britain watching on interestedly from the main stand here. Two men with a lot of Castleford connections.
What a big game Nick Howe's having, both in attack and defence. He's really taking it. Listen to the crowd.
Getting right behind the Tigers now. This is a run from Andy Hay. They know this is an important play coming up for Castleford. Really are finding their voice at Weldon Road. This is Tony Kemp, and now Richie Blackmore. Blackmore finds the run of Smales. Oh, it's a terrific tackle from Twiggamala. The ball just bounced out of the chest of Smales under pressure. Watch this. Oh.
Driving the legs. The Kiwi Twiggamala just threw everything at that. Tackle of the evening. And look at him cheering his fellows, man. Come on.
And here he is again, Twiggamala. I tell you what, not only did he make the tackle and the ball came out, but he was still pushing him back about 10 or 15 metres while the ball was being played. Terrific tackle from Twiggamala.
But the way he was urging his fellow players on afterwards, that just shows you that Wigan are a little bit rattled at the moment. Things aren't going their way.
7 points the gap. Castleford against Wigan. Another great game. Always a smashing contest between these two. 5 times they met last season. Chris Smith picks it up, but he's met by Dennis Betts and Andy Farrell. Yeah, they met 5 times last season, did these two. It was 3-2 to Wigan at the end of the day. Next week, we see Castleford again. Another local derby. They're just up the road at Headingley against Leeds. Leeds and Castleford next Friday on the big lead. Kemp now. Kemp still. He's got Goddard in support. Kemp's having a run. Connolly cuts him down. Superb tackle, Connolly. This is Russell. Now Blackmore. The kick's too long, but it's diffused behind his own line by Paul.
Super position there by Henry Paul, of course, has gone back into the full-back position since Botica came on at half-time. Botica got into the standoff. Great play from both sides.
What a tackle that was from Connolly.
Well, Kemp knew he was trying to get the ball back on the inside. Edwards had skirted. He knew that the man was covered. That's why he threw the dummy, and then Connolly came in with a bang.
Here's Dennis Betts running strong. It's Castleford, remember, down to 12 men with Smith in the sin bin. Twigamala through one, gets the ball back inside to Cassidy. Stedman cuts him down. Great tackle, Stedman. That makes up for the blunder first half. Here's Edwards. This is the last tackle. Short ball to Clark. Was it forward? The ball comes out the back door. Wigan will continue with Botica. Botica inside to McDermott, bustling for the line, and Castleford holding out. Terrific play, great defence, wonderful attack.
Magnificent tackle once again from Graham Stedman. He threw his body on the line there. It's a turnover. What great cover defence. Wigan were throwing everything at them. That's the first time we've seen Sean Edwards run the angle in this game. He knows they've got to step up a gear.
Here's Johnny Ray, who's no slouch. Off goes Johnny Ray, taking on Edwards and Henry Paul. It's Edwards who cuts him down. Wonderful rondo from the winger. First time we've seen him. That's 6 to go for Castleford. Sampson, good tackling by Cassidy.
Not only 6 to go, what about holding down? If that's not a professional foul, I don't know what is.
It's Nicow with the run. Busting through the tackle, gets the ball back, and Farrell has it. The referee says play on.
Well, lady luck on Wigan's side there. It just popped up for Betts. Bounced into Farrell's arms. Beautiful run from John Ray. Look at that. He took the gamble, did Betts. There was a huge gap there.
Castleford growing in confidence, though. Mind you, they started the first half like this, and then they fell away. This is the 12th minute of the second half. Wigan in possession with that man, Twigamala. Look at the fella go. Look at the tackle, though, from Goddard. Oh, it went to the legs of Stedman. Forward pass. That was a forward pass to Hall. The referee waves play on, and O'Fire touches down for the try.
Never mind the forward pass. What about the knock-on as well?
He's into double figures, but one of the more controversial of Martin O'Fire's 10.
I just can't believe this. The ball goes out wide. You can see the defence coming through. The big fella, Twigamala, look at him go. He forces the pass. This is where he throws it through. It's play on there. Forward, you're right. On that one. Good positioning by David Campbell. He allowed the play on. There was definite knock-on by the Castleford player. Smales it was that gets the hand to it. That goes back. Now, was that a knock-on? Referee says play on. Hall did well there. O'Fire carried on. Everyone else around him had stopped. Played to the whistle, rewarded with 4.
Well, Wigan get one from the referee, and Botica adds the extras, and the boos ringing round Weldon Road really tell their own story. 21 points to 8. I know referees have to make instant decisions, but for me it was forward from the moment it left the hand.
It was Paul that set it all up, and look at the big fella go. Goddard went far too high. Look at those legs pumping through. Came back again, got him through to it. Made a real meal of it. Cover defence was there. It should have been taken. That was forward in my book. You were right, Eddie.
So they're booing O'Fire, the Castleford supporters, because he scored the try. McDermott, meanwhile, has gone off to be replaced by Terry O'Connor, who returns to the fray. It's not O'Fire's fault. He plays to the whistle. The whistle didn't come, and they've been gifted 6 in mind.
Yes, Lady Luck deserted it on that occasion, but you got to point the fact that it was Stedman that had the opportunity. When it came off Smales' hand, they really should have grabbed that in.
High kick from Edwards. Oh, there's another blunder. O'Fire knocked it forward. Oh, he said play on again. O'Connor. But O'Fire stood away. He must have not touched it.
I don't think he touched it.
Here's Cassidy. O'Fire's reaction was enough, really.
He missed it completely. When he passes the ball, Smales really carted him off. Used the shoulder.
Here's Connolly. Connolly gets it to Paul, who jumps over and heads for the line and scores. 2 in 2 minutes for Wigan. Henry Paul. His second of the match, his second of the season, and Wigan have taken the game by the scruff of the neck in the past 5 minutes. Lady luck for the first, nothing lucky about this.
Big kick over into the corner, quick play of the ball, a run around with Edwards. Long ball out wide, you could see that this sliding defence was caught. There were 3 Wigan players, but this had to be scored. It was a beautiful step and strength from Paul. The link, that's what it's all about, the run around. One of the very few occasions they've used that. They used Betts as a dummy. Look at the step there. John Ray had no answer to it. That is a very good try. Whoa, over the top. Step again. Such a talented player. And that is what you call second effort. Rewarded.
Henry Paul, junior Kiwi captain, called into the fall touring party towards the end of the Kiwi Tour last season. And what a talent this boy is. 19 years old. Frano Botica, who's heading off to Auckland at the end of this season. The way that Paul is playing, I doubt if even Wigan will miss Botica, but they might miss him for the goal kicking, because this fellow can pop them over from anywhere. And he's done it again. No, he hasn't. It looked like that was sailing over the bar. But the touch judges were closer than I. 25-8.
This is what the runaround does. It pulls one man just out in the angle. He commits himself. The rest is history. If you don't make the tackle, you can see John Ray slips. That's enough. The second effort. Great try.
Henry Paul, his try not converted by Botica. Let's go down to Bill. We have news of more substitutions.
Well, Castleford really now in deep trouble, but they've made a change. Richard Russell, always a tireless worker for them, has come off, and on has come number 10, Martin Kettridge.
So the ex-Wiganer goes off, and man of the match in the Regal Trophy final comes back on. 25 points to 8. This match, as usual on a Friday, being beamed live to New Zealand. What a night it has been for New Zealanders. Tuigamala, Paul, Botica, Nikau, they've all played their part in what has been an entertaining match so far, and that still has got over a quarter of it to run. And I'm sure that they will play an important part in that too. So it's a welcome to Weldon Road for everyone in New Zealand as you watch while Edwards' bomb is attempted to be fielded by Stedman. The ball spills out to Robinson, and Stedman claiming he was impeded. Wigan will not argue the point. Robinson's try, his 8th of the season, and they're starting to run riot.
Edwards high ball, Phil Clark gets in between. This is a tackle, gets the ball away. Scored by Robinson. The crowd went bananas. You'll see Stedman definitely impeded in my book by Phil Clark. Definitely went across. There was no chance that Stedman could do for that. Campbell points. High shot will show it clearly. Stedman's calling for it. You'll see Clark turn. That is definitely obstruction. You can see Stedman screaming at Campbell saying, "You've got to be kidding." Sympathy must go to Stedman.
But the spoils go to Robinson. That's the 3rd Wigan try in the last 6 minutes. And again, after Castleford had started this half so brightly. Now then, will he hit the mark this time? I'm saying nothing till I see the flags. He gets the conversion. 31 points to 8. Suddenly the champions have really taken control.
Feast your eyes on the high shot. You see Stedman once again. Look, Clark, he turns. That has got to be obstruction. How on earth the referee allowed that is beyond my wildest dreams. Looks like I'm going to have nightmares tonight. There's Clark. Crunch time. Lady Luck shines again on Wigan.
An hour gone, 20 minutes to go. And look at the possession now. That really has come Wigan's way in this second half. Paul drops the ball, but there always seems to be a red and white jersey there to sweep up the danger.
Smales lucky not to be penalised then. It was pretty late coming on the tackle. Not only a flop, there's a few arms going in now.
Yes, Kemp with the swinging arm. It was a good job that Phil Clark just ducked under it. Last tackle.
Losing their marbles a little bit, both sides. But amazing scoreline, 31-8. And it's been a tremendous defensive effort from Castleford. Only the mistakes. And the little bit of lady luck, as we mentioned earlier.
Yes, a couple of refereeing decisions definitely going against Castleford in the second half. But you must take nothing away from this Wigan side. They don't mess about. They get a little bit of the luck, they get a rub of the green. My word, don't they make the opposition pay.
Well, demoralised now, Castleford, 31-8, rightly so. This is where the skill of Wigan always seems to come into it. You'll see the likes of Sean Edwards coming more into the game, taking control as the opposition tires.
10-15 minutes each half. Castleford did really well. Wigan soaked it up like a sponge, and there's another mistake. Stedman's clearance out on the full.
Just hasn't been Stedman's night, has it? A couple of mistakes. Shaking off the ball from Clark that resulted in a try.
Here's Connolly. Blackmore has him, and Connolly loses it. Well, Castleford got the ball back.
That should be play on.
The referee said, let's have a scrum.
Good tackle, though, by Richie Blackmore.
Well, I'm not so sure there wasn't a hand in there from Blackmore.
He was given a scrum. If that's the case, then he should have been play on. It's either penalty or a scrum.
Referee wants the scrum to form again. It is Castleford's head and feed. John Joyner, the Castleford coach. Well, he had all the highs of a wonderful first season. He became coach of the year, but now he knows what coaching in the big league is all about. He really has got a couple of problems, Steve-O, to iron out this season now. Stedman. Castleford spring from defence to attack. Stedman goes round Henry Paul and is then cut down by Clark. That's a great run from the Castleford fullback. Oh, there's a mistake from Tony Smith. All that good work comes to nothing.
Picture tells us 1,000 words, doesn't it, at times? Look at the disgust on the youngster Tony Smith. Beautiful run from Stedman. Great cover tackle from Phil Clark. It's some great performances out there.
Here's Botica. Poor old Graham Stedman. He set off like with that run there. Got Castleford into an advantageous position, and then from the play, the ball, it's a knock-on. Wigan are back in possession. Twigamala has taken a bang.
It's a pretty hard tackle. Kemp, it was, came in pretty late. Appeared to be a bit of a knee involved there. Now then, is there a few words? No, they've taken the ball and bring it 5 metres in from the injured player. Play on now. No sympathy for Twigamala. Game goes on.
Tony Kemp had a finger inside the Mick Cassidy headgear then. Here's Andy Farrell. Betts to Edwards. Botica. Clark. Paul. Robinson. Off Robinson goes. Gets away from Sykes. And Stedman with another good tackle. But although he's made a few errors, Stedman really has come up with a few crunching tackles here tonight. And O'Connor with that run. On the last tackle, it's the turnover.
Wigan quite happy just to run it. Not opting for the kick. Edwards didn't even call for that one. They planned the move, bring the man inside. It was O'Connor, couldn't get there. Well, is that a flop? Clark just went over the top.
Yeah, he dropped on the back of Nathan Sykes. The tackle was completed. Now then, this is a good run. It's Goddard. He's got support. Oh, the ball should have gone. But he doesn't need it. That's a great try, Goddard. It looked for all the world like Castleford had blown another. But Goddard just brushed Henry Paul away. Richard Goddard is first since moving to Castleford from Wakefield. And that was an excellent try from Castleford.
Two neat dummies. The step there. In he goes there. He had Smith on the inside. You could see Henry Paul trying to size up the situation. He did right, did Paul. Pushed him on the outside. Trouble is, it was a great fend from Goddard. Went too high, did the Kiwi. Kept his cool. Throws the dummy here. It was good play by Paul. He pushed him out the wide. He used the touchline advantage. Trouble is, he didn't go on a low tackle. Great try.
Goddard and Henry Paul, former teammates at Wakefield Trinity last season. Henry Paul showed him the touchline. Goddard got in near the corner, which means that this is a difficult conversion for Kettridge. But if Bottica can kick them, so can Martin Kettridge. 31 points to 14. Tremendous conversion from Martin Kettridge.
Martin Hall comes out of the line too quickly. The step, away you go. Did exceptionally well there. Notice the position of Paul there. He forced him out wide. He did the right thing there, but went too high. It was a great fend by Goddard.
Castleford then, with Nick out, will run this ball back. They still have 13 minutes to go. If only that try would have come in the opening 10-15 minutes of this half. As it is, Wigan have been up the other end with 3 and 6 minutes. And Graham West, alongside him, his assistant Joe Lydon, watching on. And this unbeaten run of Graham West at the moment stays intact. He hasn't coached a losing Wigan side yet since he took over at the back end of last season. They won the Premiership, they won the World Club Challenge, and now they're unbeaten at the start of this season too. Henry Paul is met by heavy traffic.
Did well to stay in there. 3 tackles came to him. He's a talented player though. So casual, but so confident.
Clark with the run.
Did well to dig his heels. Just launched him at it.
By the way, for Graham West, it's a full house. 10 out of 10 so far, provided they hang on tonight to this victory. They have just over 11 minutes. O'Connor.
Been a fast and furious pace all throughout this game. Few unforced errors, most of them coming from the impacts of the tackle forced upon them.
It's a good kick downfield by Martin Hall. Steadman has to run it out from his in goal, and Robinson was up there quickly to bring him down.
The kicks is only as good as the chase, and that was excellent chasing.
Smales. Ian Smales went on the 1990 Lions tour. Doncaster Warrington, by the way, at Tattersfield, plus the highlights of all the other First Division games on Sunday night at 7:30. Early night tomorrow night, Steve-O, we've got a busy day.
Travel, travel, travel.
Don't forget, grand final with us at 5 a.m. Then Doncaster Warrington at 7:30 tomorrow night, on the Sunday night. As I said at half-time, Steve-O, how often has the grand final been used as an hors d'oeuvre before we go to Doncaster?
Maybe lobster on the main menu.
This is O'Connor, and he finds Bottica. Henry Paul dumped to the ground.
You've got to admire this Castleford side. They really are defending to the end.
Last tackle, and they dropped it. Play on, says the referee. Blew the whistle, and then he said, oh, well, play on. Blackmore's in control of the ball.
Was that offside, or was that offside? He was left like a trotter at the post, was David Campbell. They were all in front.
Here goes Steadman again. Tony Kemp is moving up behind him in support. He just holds it up, brings Smith into it. Smith finds Goddard. Goddard's got Ray outside him. Ray, can he get round Robinson? Magnificent tackle. Jason Robinson saves the fall. Nick out, gets it to Smith. Smith to Goddard. Caster in. Robinson thought he'd saved the four. Goddard maintained the momentum, his second try of this half. This match isn't over yet. Graham Steadman in attack produced the opening.
It all came from the Steadman run. It was a beautiful step. Gary Connolly couldn't get to him, neither could Phil Clark. They were beaming in on him, but he stepped back on the inside. Neat switch there. Smith got it away, Goddard, but beautiful positioning by the winger Jason Robinson. Look at that. But the quick play the ball, Robinson tried his best to keep it down. Bit messy around the play the ball, but it was enough for Smith to put Goddard through there. Well taken, second of the night.
Excellent try from Goddard, and Martin Kettridge, who kicked one in a more difficult position than this just a few minutes ago, now has another attempt. This one needs to go over, and this time he's missed. Oh, the pain on his face, but it's 18 points to 31, and Cass fighting back as they did in the Premiership final.
Look at 3 round the play the ball. It was obviously going to be a try from Cass. Swinging it around, Nikau gets the ball away. Beautiful pass there. Nothing they could do about it. Robinson got them first time, missed the second. This will not please Graham West. Few missed tackles late in the game, even though the game is wrapped up for Wigan and the 2 points.
Graham Steadman said before the game that he hoped that the Great Britain management would be watching tonight. He will certainly have enjoyed his moments on attack. Of course, Malcolm Reilly and John Keir, the former Great Britain coaching duo, in the stands watching this, and I rather fancy that Ellery Hanley will be watching it at home as well. Oh, mistakes. They have been a killer for Castleford.
Second occasion from Tony Smith dropping into the dummy half position. That really does hurt. It really has been the progress for Castleford throughout this game. Stop and start as far as they're concerned.
Now then, I think I haven't told you yet about the change that has been made. Twigamala has gone off and Aitchison has replaced him. Botica drops it. Wigan starting to make mistakes. Could the impossible happen here? Well, why not? 6.5 minutes to go plus stoppages. 2 more converted tries for Castleford, and well, 1-pointer in it, and we pointed it up when Sean Edwards dropped that goal, only the second of his career in the first half, how important that might be. So Castleford rallying. Here's Smales.
Worrying time for the Wigan coach, in my opinion, Graham West, in the fact that Castleford, they've earned some cheap yardage, especially from the play of the ball. It's got to be...
Yeah, they've got more here too, because they've pinched the ball as Farrell.
The composure slipping away from the Wigan side.
Smales going down in the tackle from O'Connor and Farrell. The referee judging that either of them had stolen the ball. Farrell may be the guilty party. This is Nathan Sykes with the run. Well, Castleford could really set it up for a finish here if they get another try, and Sampson using all his strength. Just over 5 to go as Kettridge drives towards the line, halted by Cassidy. Another match Another big league encounter on Sky, rich in entertainment this, and it's not over yet, because here comes Nick Howe. Castleford grinding their way back into this half. Kemp, thundering challenge from Mick Cassidy. Nick Howe, so close, Castleford slides the kick through, it's play on, and they're in! No, so close! And they will say here that Castleford should have had 6 more, but did the kick hit the man, or did the man make a play to keep the kick out?
According to the referee, David Campbell, the ball played the man. And he's right. There was nothing that Terry O'Connor could have done about that. You ain't got time to go into a tap dance routine when the ball's kicked at you.
Andy Hay was so close. He looked from this angle as though he was in. He was held up just inches short. The Castleford public believed they were robbed of another 6 tackles, but not so. But David Campbell, Steve-O, will not be the most popular man in this particular postal district of West Yorkshire tonight.
Anywhere in the world? What do you mean, this postal district?
And I thought you've been going soft on the referees this season. So, just less than 4 minutes to go. Here come Castleford again with another attack. It would be very interesting if they score within the next minute or so.
Well, you can't doubt their courage, both sides. It's been a tough one, this. Breathtaking stuff.
Kettridge with the run. Smith at dummy half. Here's Tony Kemp. Nick Howe. Oh, but he was picked out then by Dennis Betts. Here's Stedman. Dabs it off the feet.
Offside.
Yes, he is. Ironic cheers all round the ground. David Campbell's given Castleford the decision.
Came off Aitchison, then onto Hall, who was in the offside position.
So big effort here from Castleford then. And a chance. He's in. Number 6, Tony Smith. Oh, stand by for fireworks now. Tony Smith with his 3rd try of the season, and this game's not over yet.
Consolation for a couple of boo-boos at the play of the ball. This is one where they got the penalty. Rightly picked up by David Campbell this time. Quick play of the ball, get onto it, quick tap, and he's away. Well done, smile on the face. But look at that Wigan defence. They were all at sea there. They were caught. Terry O'Connor and the hooker Martin Hall, nothing they can do about it.
Big conversion coming in here from Kettridge. He's pulled it wide. Oh, don't believe it. 22-31. It could have been 24-31 had that one sailed over.
Look at the defence of Wigan. You throw a satellite dish over that mob. Make no wonder that Smith threw the dummy. In he goes. Nice step. O'Connor made it too quickly. Well, they may or may not have won this game, Wigan. But I know one thing. Their coach Graham West will have plenty to say about the lack of discipline in defence late in this game.
31-22, how different a story this would have been had those 2 conversion attempts from Kettridge found the right mark. He kicked a scorcher off the touchline. Graham West anxious moments. Kettridge kicked a scorcher off the touchline, and he's missed with 2 more simple efforts. Can't believe it. I bet he can't either.
Yeah, it should have put them in a position where they could have actually snatched this game for the 4 points. Would have made it viable for the converted try to pick up 2 valuable points.
It's a big effort this though, and here comes Stedman again. Stedman is collared, and it was Terry O'Connor who did the collaring. Nathan Sykes straight at Edwards. O'Connor there though, and Farrell. Last tackle here for Castleford. They will run it surely, although Kemp hoists the ball high. Underneath it is Castleford. It's 6 to go. Henry Paul got a touch on that. It's play on. There's Andy Hay. Held up again just short. into the last minute, and Clark's all over him. Clark would not let him get to his feet then. More pressure coming in on that Wigan defence. Tony Kemp hauled back so close. We're in stoppage time. Kettridge. The call was there from Smales. They want to come this way. Sampson with a charge. He scores! Well, if only this match had more time to go. But what an effort from Castleford. After being flat out on the canvas, like the heavyweight boxers they are, they've come back up off the floor and they've taken Wigan to the wire.
Talk about determined running. Look at this. The Wigan defence, they held back. They went far too high. They didn't want to know it. Here he comes. He's in top gear. The tank's well and truly moving. They went high. The power goes over. Sampson.
Dean Sampson with the try. Kettridge with the despair because the siren has just sounded. A second after this. Kettridge adds the extra two this time, but Wigan have held on for the win. It's all over here. And Castleford 28, Wigan 31. Had those two conversions gone over from Martin Kettridge, this match would have been Castleford's. Chris Smith, a big effort from the youngster. Botica with the goal kicking that in the end proved so important in the second half. And Martin of Fire troops off with Martin Hall. Wigan know they've been in a battle, and Castleford took them all the way.